Behind me, although you can't see it super clear, we have the Statue of Liberty, World Trade Center, all from this view. Bayside Park is a bit elevated above sea level, so we look down on the park, but also have a pretty significant city view. This is going to be the case for the properties that are all neighboring right here in the park, that you'll be able to pick up a little bit of those with the road footage that I'll have running your way so that you can see firsthand. So these, again, some of those components that we're considering with your Greenville versus East New York comparison.
Welcome to New Jersey Living. My name is Corey Jones. I'm a licensed real estate agent here in New Jersey with Coldwell Banker, team leader of the New Jersey Living Group, and host of New Jersey Living, the podcast. Our goal here is to bring you 5-star content that is on par with our 5-star Google ratings. So if you're looking to learn all things New Jersey, of course, real estate, dining scenes, social entertainment venues, and iconic locations, then this is the channel for you. Go ahead and click like, subscribe, and notification bell to stay updated on this information, this content that comes to you on a weekly basis. Those who've watched before, you know I do a mix of a lot of recent sales on my episodes, and occasionally I do sprinkle in some newer inventory. Either way, no matter where the episode goes, know that you can go to my website to get active inventory that's filtered out those properties that are already under contract, which still show up as for sale when you're just on a general online search and see something on Zillow. So take a look at my website for all information that you may need. You can even put in information that is specific to a search that you want, and we will build a custom search for you. For buyers, if you are currently in the market right now, there are 2 features that we provide on the website, also on this channel with QR codes right here. If you are in the market right now as a buyer, there is a QR code for you to review the process, whether you're already started or about to start. And I and my team will be happy to assist you if you need the help. The other QR code is for those who are relocating to this region. You're currently outside of New Jersey, maybe even outside the US, and you are coming this way. This QR code is for you to learn a little bit more about New Jersey and what the Garden State has to offer. Homeowners, we have not forgotten about you. We have a QR code here for a free CMA, a market analysis evaluation of your property as it stands right now. Even if you're not looking to sell your home, you should know your value. That is changing every year. And even changes throughout the year itself, from spring into fall. Definitely there's a difference. So use this code, reach out, we'll provide information on your property within 24 hours. If you are cash curious, as I call it, if you're interested in knowing what would a cash offer look like on my property, I'm going to flash up a QR code for that. No obligation whatsoever, just information for your purposes of what an investor, and this is an investor network. This is just not 1, 2, or 3 individuals. This is a network of investors that are looking for opportunities to present cash offers to owners that would be considering entertaining one. We'll have that within 48 hours given to you should you be interested. So as you can see in our opening scene, we are now exploring the Greenville section of Jersey City. We've been throughout Jersey City. We've even had our downtown feature of best neighborhoods in downtown. I'm gonna flash up a few of those thumbnails. If you haven't seen any of those episodes, definitely take a look. We did a deeper dive into specific neighborhoods of downtown New Jersey. And we've been all downtown Jersey City, I'm sorry. So we've been all around the city, and Greenville is the one spot that we haven't had an exclusive feature on. And we're doing that today in our best suburbs in and around New York City. So we have, in this case, Greenville versus East New York. Relatively comparable communities in that there's a lot of revitalization that is happening in both locations. And there are still bargains to be had in both locations. So you've already seen, we're going to flash up some more footage of Greenville. Greenville is an area where it's geographically the larger section of Jersey City. The other locations, downtown and the Heights and the West Side and McKinley Square and Journal Square, these are smaller, Bergen Lafayette, these are smaller neighborhoods. Within Jersey City, Greenville is definitely a larger section. And again, there's certain areas that you will drive through in a given block. I'm gonna flash up some road footage here. Some blocks you will notice right away that there's a lot of development going on one given block. You can skip over to another block or another two and see that there is still a ways away from trending in the same kind of direction that you can see is happening on to a block just a few blocks away. Right? So that is something that definitely spells opportunity for someone who is a bargain buyer looking to buy something they can put some sweat equity into, knowing that the general neighborhood is trending upwards, or investors who are looking to have an opportunity to revitalize a property and use it as a rental hold or something that is going to be a flip. But this definitely is reflective of both communities, both Greenville and East New York. So we are using specific criteria in these episodes, unlike my episodes that are community specific, where we dive into the big three. And those who have watched those episodes, you know the big three. I am factoring the three items that really drive demand in the New Jersey market, and those being proximity to New York City, train station locally within the town itself, and school ratings. So this one is a little different. So when we're comparing our best suburbs, it's going to be a couple factors that are a little unique in some cases, and in some cases it's going to be similar. Our housing costs we're going to factor in. We're also going to factor in commutability, and we're going to target Midtown Manhattan specifically. And we also are going to use what is something I've been using relatively new in these episodes, the move meter, which is a Coldwell Banker tool. Very objective. There's no subjectivity whatsoever. A number of data points are factored in to determine if a move from one location to another is more advantageous one way versus the other. So we're going to take a look. They're going to save that part for last. So we're starting our comparison between Greenville and East New York. So looking at the map of Greenville, Greenville is the lower or the southern section of Jersey City. It is often considered that southern end because even the west side of Jersey City, that far southwestern end from an MLS standpoint, is lumped into Greenville. But Greenville itself is really more so the southeastern portion of Jersey City because the west side is very much different from Greenville. So in this section, there's the Danforth and Richard Street. There's two light rail stations running through Greenville. There are some other stations that are really close to Greenville. So you're the MLK Drive and the Garfield station are relatively close, but there is still more Bergen Lafayette. These two stations can get you into the World Trade Center. Train time, we're talking probably about 25 minutes. That's not waiting for trains or getting to Exchange Place and going from light rail over the path, but just thinking strictly train time. Probably talking about 25 minutes. So very, very convenient commute from that standpoint. And again, map-wise, you couldn't be any closer to being in Manhattan than being in another borough like East New York is, which is why so many people do consider Jersey City to be like a sixth borough to the city. So when it comes to transportation, the trains in from light rail from Greenville into Manhattan is going to give you about a 25-minute commute. Our New York counterpart side, East New York. Let's flash that up on a map and we take a look at the location of East New York. We see East New York is just to the west of JFK Airport. All right, so East New York is on that eastern edge of Brooklyn as you are leaving Brooklyn and heading into Queens. So if you are driving from New Jersey or Staten Island and you're driving to JFK and you're on the Belt Parkway, you are traversing through a portion of East New York to get to eventually JFK, which is located in Queens. If you're coming from the airport back towards the city or coming towards Jersey, you often see that Conduit Ave road that splits off of the Belt. That's a road that becomes Linden Ave. That's the main thoroughfare cutting through East New York from east to west or west to east, vice versa. So East New York, when we're looking at the map in East New York, You see, and we'll point out a few of these. These little blue dots, they're actually MTA subway stations. So there's multiple lines. There's a 2, there's a 3, there's an 8, there's a C. There's even more. They go through East New York. There's a 4, there's a 5. They all go through East New York. Those lines getting you into Manhattan are very, very much reasonable. We're probably, and again, those who take that trip, drop me some experiences, some insights, because my train rides have not originated in East New York going into Manhattan. Typically, I was coming from Jamaica into Manhattan, which is a different station and transit altogether. But I, from distance, would say that we're probably in that 20 to 30 minute time frame, considering all the stops that are made along the way. And there are a good number of stops. So I say at least 25, probably 25 to 35 if I'm trying to get to Midtown, probably even longer. Because once you get to Midtown, the 2 and the 3, the A and the C, they're a good number of stops. But maybe lower Manhattan is maybe that 25 to 30, but to get to, say, Times Square or even Penn Station is probably going to be closer to 35, 40. With all that said, I would give a slight leaning to Greenville, but out of fairness, with proximity to lower Manhattan, Greenville honestly is probably easier to get to lower Manhattan on light rail, but I'm going to make it a push. I'm going to put it even. I'm going to put transit into Manhattan. I'm going to put it even for both Greenville and East New York. You think differently, just give me some rationale, right? Throw down a quick note. Let me know why. So those would be relatively even. All right. So East New York. This is, like I mentioned before, a comparable location to Greenville, and that there still is revitalization. There still are properties in some areas that are very much distressed, and then there are some that you see that are newer renovations. So take into account that when we're going to look at some inventory, and in this case, we are going to take a look at active inventory. Okay, we're going to take a look at our East New York inventory. In this case, we are looking specifically active inventory. We are looking at single families specifically in this cases. These are many cases entry level or first time buyer, or in some cases, someone looking to go from that maybe condo opportunity into a single family home kind of option. So we're going to look at what the market looks like as we look at some of these photos in here. And I'm going to scroll through. You'll notice that I'll move through some photos on a few of these just so we can see what's distressed and what's not. And we see, for example, the first property in the East New York inventory at 124 Pennsylvania Ave at 890. This is a property that's very much a distressed fixer-upper. We see another one. We're going to come back and revisit 547 Sheffield Ave in just a moment, because that's going to be our comparison property to the property in Greenville. Some of these others are definitely prospects for investment, whether it be a tear down. This is the case right here for this property at 849,000, 816 Barbary Street. A few others meet kind of that same criteria. They when they're at the higher price points, they are either duplex. Somehow they made their way into single family. I'm not sure why, but we kind of get the point there. Here's one at 699, another one on Barbary Street. Make sure I'm pronouncing it correctly. So this is another one that was newer renovated, 3-bed, 2.5 bath. I see that has a tankless hot water heater there. And we have a 2-bedroom and then another 3-bedroom down here. So we see what in that $1 million price point. Absolutely, that's for you can see to build a 3-family. That's a more of an investment kind of option that is there. So we see 5 to 7s, we can say reliably, for the East New York market. But let's go back. As I said before, we are going to take a really close look at 547 Sheffield. So let's take a look at that one. So here we can see that This is a newly renovated property, or recently, I shouldn't say newly, recently renovated. I'm not sure 100% sure if it's newly or not. But we can see recent renovation. And we also see some yard space, which comes at a value, definitely a premium value in urban areas. This is at 725,000, and the square footage is just under 1,300 square feet. So let's just keep that in mind as we take a look at our Greenville, Jersey City counterparts. Now the Greenville inventory. So we're going to take a quick glance to see on the low end. We have 239 at 173 Bartholdi Ave. This is a 2-bedroom property. Keep in mind, a 2-bedroom in East New York is certainly, that was nowhere near under 400 for that matter. All right. So on the low end, we have 2s and 3s. And on the high end, we're looking at a 799, right at 800. Everything else, and those, again, all these are single family. These aren't condos. These are not multifamily. These are single family options that are here, right? So we see definitely a definitive difference in the general price range. The property we want to jump into here to take a closer look at would be the property at 23 Eastern Parkway. So this one, as we can clearly see, certainly has been a recent renovation. Not a gut. We still see, for example, you can see radiator in the background. So a lot of the original features have been kept, but the floors look certainly refinished. Kitchen certainly has been upgraded. This particular listing, just taking a quick peek, if they included square footage, many times that will not be seen on single families as more of a feature for condos. I don't see anything right here, but it's 3-bed, 3-bath. Keep that in mind as well. The East New York property was 3-bed, bath and a half. Kitchen is definitely more upgraded, and this seems to be an add-on enclosed porch. So here we have the steps that are going up. Nice foyer that is there. Floors refinished, definitely replacement windows. Look at the bathroom. All right, so when we take a look at this bath, you see a more luxury type of finish here, right? So square footage wise, I would venture to say that this is going to be more than 1,300. Finished basement as well. So without even in the laundry and another bathroom in the basement, deck on the back with green space. All right, with yard space. Yeah, this is this is certainly a noticeable difference. And we looked at again on the higher end of the single families, right? So this one is showing certainly a bit more to offer for a similar price point. This one being at $799, just at right below 800, and the other East New York comparison being at $725, and you can appreciate the difference between the two of what you're seeing. So this gives you a bit of a glimpse housing market for Greenville. Now let's take a look at our niche demographics for both communities when it comes to the housing for each location. So for our housing analysis, we'll take a look at East New York median home value. Again, this is something that's reflecting the current, not active market, but the current median home price, whether it be on market or off. We're talking about a median value of $613, and we see over half of the properties in the community, and this is condo, single family, multifamily, is going to be 55% are in that 400 to 750,000 range, with 26% above 750,000 for East New York. For Greenville, we see that there's an even split, 42% for each side, reflecting how many homes are going to be 400 to 750,000 compared to 200 to 400,000. And the median home value, again, off market or on or off market, 406.9. So basically 407,000. So for housing, as we clearly can put up the two niche metrics side by side, housing hands down is going to be favorable to Greenville. It's not even a close comparison as to what you're getting one location versus the other. Check mark to Greenville. Now, as I mentioned at the beginning of the episode, we have a new metric that we are using with our best of when we're comparing suburbs, be it New York, be it Connecticut, be it Long Island, to those of New Jersey, and it is the Move Meter. This is a metric tool exclusive to Coldwell Banker, and it is not at all biased to New Jersey because Coldwell Banker is in every state, and it is absolutely international company as well. So there's no bias towards one location versus another. This is factoring various metrics, including quality of living, cost of living, air quality, even education, groceries, like you name it, it's factoring in all these factors with one zip code compared to another. So with this metric tool, what we're going to flash up is a move from Jersey City, which is Greenville specifically, that's the 07305 zip code, moving to East New York, which is 11239. And we see, as we scroll through this metric meter, is we see a score of 68. And the scores, if you haven't seen my previous episode when we compared Bayonne to Far Rockaway, Queens, 0 to 100. 100 means you need to pack your bags and move to that location tomorrow, right? Or yesterday even. If it is a 0, is maybe you want to consider not moving to that location from where you currently are. So the scores in between give an idea of how strongly that area rates in terms of another as to whether you should move there. So it's a 68 Jersey City to New York. All right. So that's very much, I wouldn't even call it a lukewarm. That's a cooler kind of number. All right. So as we scroll down, you can see there's other metrics in here. Some of these I mentioned, they even factor in weather grade, healthcare, fitness, accessibility, culture, entertainment, things of that nature. So these are all things that you can factor in. Absolutely give a browse through my descriptions. I will leave a link to these so that you'll be able to access these yourself, or if you're not able to, because some of these do at times require a login, just reach out to me directly. I'll get that information to you. All right, so this is the Jersey City to New York option. So the next move too is if I'm moving from East New York to Jersey City, right? If I'm coming into Jersey, that number, a 76. So that 76 is not red hot by any means, more of a kind of a lukewarm number, but certainly warmer than that of 68, right? So this is saying that that move from East New York to Jersey City is a higher rated, a more favorable move from one location to the other. Some of it you can see, again, housing price. These prices are different from what we've seen from niche because this is a 5-year average based on the census. This is not more current market data that is reflected on niche. So there are some differences there, but all same data points, just reversed from one to the other, but gives you a very clear idea as we just flash up a screen, a shot of the two numbers side by side. So Jersey to East New York, not as favorable as East New York to New Jersey. So now we're at the end considering our two move meters. So let's flash up what we've had before. We gave a push. We gave an even rating for transit into Manhattan via train for both locations. Definitely Greenville had the advantage when it came to housing, and our move meter 100% is going to favor Greenville, a 76 compared to a 68. If they were within 2 to 3 points, I'd be more inclined to consider a push, but this case we're talking about solidly an 8-point difference. So end of the day, if I'm considering the two, once again, Jersey is going to be the option. So I want to thank everyone again for tuning in. Thank you for just the participation in these type of conversations. Do leave a comment for those that are interested in sharing some experiences, insights, even questions. Again, buyers, we have these two QR codes up here for you, whether you're relocating in from out of the country or out of the area, or if you are in the process of buying and you need some assistance or insights along the way. These QR codes are for you. Our homeowners, we have, again, for you, CMA, courtesy, no obligation, And we have, for those who are cash curious, get a cash offer just to know what it would look like on your property. These 2 QR codes are for you. So we greatly appreciate everyone. Definitely click like, subscribe, notification bell to stay updated on more content that's coming your way. And in the meantime, stay safe and stay tuned to New Jersey Living.